Welcome back, everybody, to the Wind Waker HD playthrough. This is part 8, and we're still here where Valoo is rampaging. You know, we're right next to him, but unfortunately we can't save him just yet, but we will be able to pretty soon, if that's any indication that, you know, we're getting close to the boss there. All right, so this is my first attempt at using the grappling hook. Now, there's a little thing that you can do that I didn't know until much later, that you can stop swinging on the grappling hook, and then you can use it as, well, like a rope to climb up. And that's apparently what you're supposed to do to go talk to Medley. But unfortunately, I didn't know that, and I completely skipped over her. So I'm just going with this. So of course, you know, I already have the walkthrough anyway, so I already know what to do, and I can only imagine that Medley was going to teach me how to use it effectively or something. I don't know. Again, you know, I didn't go up there and talk to her, unfortunately, so I have no idea what was going to happen. Regardless, now we're swinging across these incredibly dangerous chasms high up in the air over the edge of the mountain, which, you know, I don't agree with it, but apparently it's necessary. I'm not too big of a fan of heights, but this has to happen. Alright, so now we're going deeper into the Dragon Roost Cavern now. A little bit of a loading screen, and we're in here, and here we are, back in the spookiness. Alright, so now apparently I had to use the grappling hook somehow, I think. I don't even know. But yeah, this goofball, I don't know, he does something and he like loses his sword here. I don't know, he's like trying to beat up the bridge or something. I don't even know what he's doing. In the meantime, though, I'm just going to safely cross the bridge while this guy's... I think he's looking for his weapon? I don't know what happened. Anyway, so yeah, now I gotta beat these two guys up. Oh, well, see ya, him. Except for that guy. Oh, I almost counter-striked, then I didn't, and then I just did that. Beat him up. Alright. Oh. Alright, so that was for something a little extra. Although not necessary. It's just an optional thing that I can get. A little bit of money. Getting all rupeed up. It's kind of like coined up, but you know, this isn't Mario, so we move on. Alright, so now we gotta slash this bridge, because that's the only, unfortunately, safe way down. That's making me nervous. Okay. The best strategy here is to use the spin attack, because then you hit both of the ropes at the same time. There you go. It's just waiting. It's like, what's supposed to happen now? Alright, so now we get this, and it's a free joy pendant. Alright, now we get another one of those. Okay. Getting close to that 20. Ever so close. I lost my ability to speak there. Alright, so now we move along here, past this thing, and there's a few water jugs there, but those are not necessary at the moment. They will be in a little bit. But now we go to this thing. This is the thing that we saw in the initial, one of the initial cutscenes. It's like a little bird cage or something. And yeah, I kind of messed up there. Yeah. Whoops. Alright. Trying that again. Yeah, once again, you gotta use the spin attack to hit multiple ropes at the same time. Although this time you're actually supposed to stand in the center of them all, rather than off to one, sort of like one side. I think maybe it was the moving around that messed me up. There's gotta be some kind of excuse that I can use here. I mean, come on. I'm not just bad at this game. Alright, so in the middle. I love how there's like a little spinny thing, like in the very middle. It's like it's almost like telling you what to do. Oh. And then just as we slice it down, it gets pushed back up that pillar of lava. Thanks, pillar of lava. You're a real hero. Alright, off. Oh, there we go. Got a little lost. Alright. So down here we go, and as I traverse a little bit further, I'm going to finally read a little bit more information. Now, I was on the development portion where they were talking about the cell shading. The new Zelda game that was shown in 2000 had a new cell-shaded look. Well, while some at the event enjoyed the new look, there was a backlash from disappointed fans who had been expecting a realistic Zelda game. Many critics referred to the game as Zelda, C-E-L-D-A, a portmanteau of Zelda and cell shading. Miyamoto was surprised at the reaction to the footage, and the media's claimed that Nintendo was shifting its focus to a younger audience, and he refused to reveal anything further until a playable demonstration became available. It was hoped that once critics played the game, they would focus on the gameplay rather than simply reacting to the new graphic style. Yeah, I wasn't really too big of a fan of what just happened there. So yeah, I had to use the grappling hook and grab that thing and then pull it down like some sort of lever. And then the bats in video games decided to be, well, bats in video games, and they knocked me off and I died. So tried that again, although it wasn't actually necessary, but I did it anyway. I guess just to show that it was possible, though it was actually more of me being confused and not knowing that the thing stays down even after I died. So I seem to do this a lot, and it was admittedly very frustrating to watch me do this as I was editing this video. For some reason, not only did I have a tendency to like walk 2 inches and then stop because, you know, I was trying to read the walkthrough, but for some reason, as I was trying to aim the grappling hook, I had a tendency to aim it and then sit there, and then like I was just like looking over at like the walkthrough or something, and I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I literally sitting there waiting for the grappling hook? Like, just why? Why would I do that to myself? Because I knew I had to edit this. Anyway, so now we traverse along these equally as dangerous platforms, just like the ones outside the mountain. Alright, we got all hearted up, back to full health, and now we're in one of the final rooms here with one of those jerks. I can't remember, what's his name? That's right, the Magtail. I totally didn't just stop the commentary to go look it up, I swear. Alright, so I had a little bit of trouble trying to figure out how exactly to use the grappling hook in the middle of combat. And yeah, you have to use it with your Z targeting. Use the grappling hook and it starts spinning up. Gotta hit this guy in the eye 2 times and then he rolls into a ball. So with this ball, I have to use him to drop him on that button that you see on the right. Because that button will make the flames that are around that big fat cool looking chest go away. However, once you step off the button, the flames come back up. So I have to use this guy as sort of like a weight to just kind of place it on there. And I realized a few attempts later that you can drop things straight down, and then conveniently enough, I was able to open this for the final thing that we're going to need in this dungeon. It's the big key. Yeah, this is the key that we need to go fight the big boss. Alright, so now there's the option to kill this guy, I guess, or maybe get some spoils from him. So I decided to go ahead and do that. Of course, he's extremely simple to take down. Just wait for that counter strike, press that A button, and we got a heart. Alright, not bad, something that's keeping me alive. Alrighty, so back we go through here. Okay, and oh, there's now fire bats. Wonderful. So I believe, upon getting the big key, seem to have unlocked new enemies. These little fire bats. Now, for some reason, I don't know what happened here, but I decided to go back in. I guess I got confused by what the walkthrough was telling me, and came back in, and I got a yellow rupee from that Magtail. So that was actually not that bad. Okay, back we go. And as we're backtracking, I will continue to read a little bit more information. The new graphic style. Miyamoto promised a playable version for E3 2002 and a release later that year. When Nintendo did exhibit a playable demo at E3 2002, it picked up the 2002 Game Critics Award for Best Console Game at E3. An editor at IGN said the cartoon look works very nicely, and it feels very much like Zelda. The whimsical style was compared to A Link to the Past and promotional artwork from previous Zelda games. E3 also introduced new features such as the ability to connect the Game Boy Advance and receive help from Tingle. The script of the game was written by Mitsuhiro Takano and Hajime Takahashi, based on a story idea by Aonuma, who is, I don't remember who Aonuma is. But anyway, okay, still backtracking. On October 15th, 2002, the Japanese subtitle Kaze no Takuto, the Wind Baton, was revealed to emphasize the role of wind in the game. Nintendo announced the official translation, The Wind Waker, on December 2nd, 2002, and a North American release date of March 24th, 2003, which was set 2 days later. During the end of the development of The Wind Waker, 2 planned dungeons were omitted as they were not finished within the release schedule. What happened? I fell and died. I can't remember. It was like something incredibly stupid. Oh yeah, I was trying to climb down the ladder, and for some reason I missed the ladder, and I jumped straight into the lava. That was an interesting fail. Now this particular portion, I believe I cut out about, I want to say close to 5 minutes. And I'm not kidding, because, well, this wasn't the problem, although this is mildly annoying, and I had to fight this guy. The problem was that the walkthrough insisted on me doing some kind of fancy thing as I came back up through that lava pillar, and it wanted me to basically jump off at a very specific point when the lava pillar was going up. Oh, nice. When the lava pillar was going up so that I can jump off and basically use that as like a shortcut to get to the boss room faster. I failed that many times and got very fed up with it, and I ended up actually looking at somebody else's video, their walkthrough. I don't remember who it was, because I was just really annoyed by that, and I just wanted to, you know, just go to the boss. I was like, this is the stupidest thing ever. And yeah, basically what the guy in the video did was he backtracked, and then I realized what the point of the water jugs were. You have to use, once again, a lava pillar with the obsidian from the water jugs. By the way, because it came up at least once in the previous video, I was joking when I said that this game copied Minecraft. Come on, people, that should have been obvious. Alright, so now I'm standing still for some reason, and now we're moving back. Alright, so basically, this is actually not that terrible, because it's like, I mean, yeah, the way that the walkthrough wanted me to do it was like, it would basically have taken me instantly to the walkway just before where the boss room was. But this way is really not that much time lost. I mean, let's be honest here. This is my first time playing the game. I really can't do like these sort of fancy tricks. And I mean, maybe it's not as fancy as I think, you know, maybe it's not as difficult as the timing as I think. Maybe some people watching know what I'm talking about with, you know, the specific timing, jump off, and then you're on the thing. But anyway, just backtracking through here, and here we are. This is the room that I need to be in. So, surprisingly, now that we have the grappling hook, we can use this grappling ledge. Do that. Hop across. Okay, swing across, I should say. We're not really hopping. And now we gotta deal with this magtail because he's not gonna go away. This was not advised. For some reason, fighting a magtail on the stairs when you're below the magtail does not really... Yeah, it does that. You can't really, like, fight him that well. So you gotta be on sort of a level surface with the magtail in order to effectively fight him. Now, we are just before the big boss door, and with that comes the final spoils of the dungeon as I open these chests. Apparently I needed the walkthrough to tell me to open the chests, I guess. Got a Knight's Crest. Not 100% sure on what that does, but we'll find out later, of course. And we get a yellow rupee. Oh, I'm pretty aware of what that does. Okay, now we have some jars here. These jars get a little money, and I would imagine that they would also have hearts in them. Oh, a joy pendant. Okay, cool. Now, these final two jars both have the same thing in them. A fairy, and I missed the first one. Basically, what you want to do is swing the bottle as the fairy exits the jar, and you kind of want to face him. And then you've got a bottled fairy. And, of course, anybody familiar with the previous Zelda games. That means once you die, if you have a bottled fairy in your inventory, it's basically like an instant revive. And you can also use it as like an instant health heal whenever you want. Okay, so now we open the big boss door. This is it. This is the boss of the first dungeon. Of course, Dragon Roost Caverns boss. Here we go. Uh-oh. Got a cutscene. There's Valu's tail. So that can only mean that the creature responsible for pulling on its tail must be this thing. Oh boy. This is the parasitic armored arachnid Gohma. Now, because I don't pretend to know anything about Zelda games, There were actually creatures called Gohma in previous games, which were pretty much looked nothing like this guy. They looked more like spiders, and similar to this guy. He also had one eye. The idea of this battle is that you want to wait for him to do that attack, where he, you know, clamps his claws down, starts breathing fire, and then you grappling hook across, and then drop this on his head. And then that cracks his armor. So we need to actually repeat that a couple of times. But the way that the walkthrough, I guess, worded it was not, like, really 100%. Oh, see, he's attacking Baloo's tail now. Alright. I don't know, I guess I was a little confused by how it was worded, and yeah, this seemed to happen quite a bit. Oh, there we go. Alright. Good timing. Okay. Swinging across there, getting out of harm's way. Oh, I dropped it in the lava, but that's okay. That was only worth a quarter of a heart of damage. The battle does not reset. We continue on. That's number 2. So, of course, you know, like any good Nintendo boss, this guy takes, well, we can sort of say 3 hits. He sort of has 2 phases, and this is the first one. Now, basically, like I said, what we want to do is do that 3 times. I think, like I said, I think I was a little bit confused. But yeah, I think actually, I don't think you actually have to wait for him to attack like that. I think the idea is that you just basically want to dodge that and just not get hit by him. I think you can actually just swing across and use the ceiling to drop on his head whenever you really want. I don't think he has any sort of defense for that, but again, I was just trying to follow what I was reading. I didn't want to deviate, and I was getting very nervous here. This was my first major boss battle in a Zelda game, so I was a little bit nervous with this guy. He's swinging at me, and I was not appreciating that. Now it's telling me, of course, to attack his eye. There's an arrow over his eye, but I can't really seem to do that just yet. Although, yeah, for some reason I tried to actually go for that. I think you can actually go under his claw there if you roll. I think I actually do that a little bit later. Spoilers. But, yeah, Link's looking a little exhausted there. It's okay, we got plenty of vases with plenty of hearts in them. Or are they jars? I guess it doesn't really matter. What matters is that I gotta, oh no, I'm not swinging. Dang it. Yeah. Well, you just kind of cut me off there. Although I will say, in you know, in doing this boss battle, I felt like I did particularly horribly. In looking back at the boss battle, I didn't think I did that terribly. Especially, you know, again, I've said this multiple times, first time doing this. So yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I just kind of went under his claw. So I think you actually can roll under where that little gap in his claw is. Here we go with the third and sort of final hit for the first phase. Final hit for the first phase, anyway. My timing on that grappling hook was really not that good. Boom. Alright, so now that we've hit him 3 times, now he loses his armor, and he's completely vulnerable to Link's attacks. But, of course, as you can probably tell by the music, he's frenzied now. And so, I don't think he actually does any more damage, but I believe he does attack a lot quicker. Yeah, see, there we go. I did roll under his claw. Okay, so you can do that. Unfortunately, I only have 1 more heart left. I'm trying to find a vase really quickly, or a jar, whatever. I'm just gonna keep calling them vases. Alright, get off my back. Oh, I gotta be on this guy's back, though. He's swinging. So now the idea here is that we want to hit his eye, because, you know, again, the arrow is over his eye. Earlier we couldn't do that because of all the armor, but now he doesn't have any armor to protect his weak point, which of course we need to hit for massive damage. Okay, there we go. Beat him up. Got it. Do it quickly. Oh, whoops. Well, this isn't good. Down to a quarter of a heart left. Gotta find a vase. Can't find one. I think there's some on those ledges, but I think I was way too nervous. I was like really panicked here. Oh, wait a minute. No, wait. I seem to be going for this. Oh, yeah. this part. So, again, like I said, I was really panicked here, and I was really not too confident on what to do. I wasn't really sure that I could make this jump, and I was just kind of swinging back and forth because I was like, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna make it? No. And then I lost my last quarter of a heart. But the fairy, there it is, fairy coming through. So, there goes my first fairy used on the very first boss of the game. But, I don't really mind that. As long as I'm back in this bad boy. Oh, I gotta hit him really quick before he does that. Alright. One more try here. Oh, there he is. Gotta hit him again. Now, I think you can actually do something with the grappling hook. Yeah, I think... there we go. Got him. Oh, that's creepy. Crazy bug. We did it. Hooray! Definitely a Star Fox 64 feeling here. Woohoo! And that's it for Gohma. And from that, our reward is a full heart container. Sweet. Now, of course, that doesn't overwrite any of our previous, partial heart containers that we've gotten, or a piece of hearts. But, this one acts as an instant 4. So, upon collecting it, we get another full heart for our health gauge. Hooray! Now we're up to 4. And, suddenly, now there's a bunch of hearts all over the place. Where were those earlier? But now we can use this wind to get out of here. And like I was saying, there was something that you can do with the grappling hook. Once he's unarmored, I think you can pull him closer, but I wasn't sure how to do that. Wasn't that convenient? Just as Medley's getting to the chieftain to tell him what the issue actually is, Link's already solved all their problems. The skies are blue once again. Alright. No more Gohma? That means a happy Valoo. Hey! There's a message in a bottle waiting for me. How convenient. I love how it's just there. You're like, hey, why don't you pick me up? There he is. Prince Komali. I have something to say to you. Told you, you little jerk. She really looks like she has a duck nose rather than like an owl nose, but maybe that was the implication, maybe they're like different kinds of birds. Hooray! Now we got one of our, the first major item of the game, or aside from the Wind Waker, the Din's Pearl. The Din's Pearl, or just Din's Pearl. Whatever. We need those things and to win. Yeah, totally. I agree with that. The Wind God's Wind. Huh. Well, I just so happen to have this thing that controls the wind, so that's pretty convenient. Alright, I guess I'll go there. It's a pretty short swim. Hey, a true hero! That's me. Oh, hey, I just said that. Jeez. I'm going to go and visit Valoo. Alright. Don't fall in the lava. I love the way he runs. That's great. Alright, and there she goes. Peace has been restored to Dragon Roost Island. Now. That's the name of the place, right? Dragon Roost Island place. Help. I'm looking it up. Yes. Okay. So now I found the shopkeeper guy again. There he is. And so, yeah, like I said before, I forgot to buy that bait. So now I'm going to get that bait. So as the thing explains, the Hyoi pair will allow me to control seagulls. How convenient. I love the face on that thing. Oh, you're welcome. Alright. So now I need the other type of bait, and this is for feeding fish. It's an all-purpose bait. That is 3 portions.
Thank you.
That guy. Alrighty. So, now I actually needed an extra all-purpose bait, but for some reason I decided to buy an extra Hyoi pear when, again, I needed another, all-purpose bait. So I'm gonna have to visit this guy again sometime in the future, but that's for a later date, as this video is done! That's it for this part of the Wind Waker HD playthrough. Join me in part 9, where we'll be continuing on through the world of mystery. See you all next time.